I am so excited with how this 3D Game Boy inspired Game Boy game display is turning out that I almost decided to not make the wire details for the buttons that I originally intended to, because I knew they were going to be finicky and I was overly excited to see a finished product. But I came to my senses, and even though they took forever, I really think they will add the realism I'm looking for with this piece. The next feat is soldering these tiny wire pieces. Note to self, start using your gel flux instead of liquid flux when soldering wire. It gets too hot too quick and evaporates the flux before getting a proper coat of solder on the wire and has to be continuously reapplied. Maybe this will help somebody else. On a more positive note, I realized the A and B on the Game Boy buttons are not centered, which I never realized before, but it makes it very possible for me to solder the A and B wire pieces right to the edges of the folded over copper foil instead of gluing them on. The arrows on the D-pad are also quite close to the outer edges, so I was able to do the same with them. The less glue used, in my opinion, the better. However, it will be necessary for me to glue the center circle of the D-pad on, and obviously the glass buttons will have to be glued onto the front panel at the end before polishing. Next, I had to finish bead soldering the top and bottom edges to make it as smooth and sturdy as possible. And then the last step of the soldering process, if it's meant to be hung, is attaching the jump rings, which need to be soldered on as secure as possible. I attach mine to this piece with each ring touching 2 joint points where glass is already soldered together on either side, using as much solder as I could possibly fathom. After a quick test to see how it feels and looks when hung, I couldn't be more satisfied. I cannot wait to wash steel wool, patina, glue, polish, and finish this piece. The next video I make about this 3D stained glass Game Boy inspired Game Boy game display will probably be the final reveal before it goes on Etsy, so like and subscribe if you'd like to see. Thank you!